Hey, welcome back to YouTube. My name is Mike Schwartz. Hopefully you guys out there are having a great day. If you guys were bullish in the market today, well, probably a little bit rough out there for you. Now, I have been warning you guys, the stock market is flashing major warning signals similar to what we saw back in '08 when the market took a lot of money from me, that dreadful distribution, nasty capitulation leg on the way down. And I got a sneaky suspicion we're about to get into some nasty capitulation next year, early next year. I think it's going to get absolutely brutal out there in the markets. Now, before I continue with today's video, I do want to remind you guys, I stream live Monday through Thursday, 8:45 p.m. If you'd like to join me, all you have to do is hit the subscribe button down below, turn on the bell notification, and if you would like to receive an email notification before I go live, you can click the link in the description box down below where it says join live stream. I'll send you an email notification half hour to an hour before I go live. Speaking of the description box down below, if you're a trader that likes to trade with funded trading programs, stop paying full retail price. Let me save you 50% off your next evaluation account with Apex by simply clicking the link in the description box down below and using the promo code down below. Now that 50% off is not just for the first month. If it takes you 2, 3, 4, 5 months to pass the evaluation, each one of those months will renew at the 50% discount. And here's a little tip. If you don't want to pay the reset fee after you blow the account, the evaluation, simply wait, let the account renew for the 50% discount, and then voila, they'll reset the account for you without having to pay the reset fee. Now, when we come over and we look at the charts real quick, or we take a look at the markets, I do want to remind you guys of something. We're in the middle of rollover, right? Now, today, when we come over and we look at the volume, I just simply went to the cmegroup.com and we look at quotes. We look at the volume today, and the March contract almost had as much volume as the December contract. Now, normally we roll over, or they tend to roll over the contracts Thursday night. For whatever reason, even the CME had the front month contract as December all throughout today. Normally they're already into the following month. And so that was a little bit strange out there during this rollover cycle. But again, the volume really tells the whole story. Sunday night, Monday, I will be trading the March contract. So there's not going to be any, back and forth. Which contract do I trade? Monday, I am going to be on the March contract. I know in last night's video, I originally said, hey, you know what? I'm a little bit worried about some of this, the crash signals. I don't want to be trapped in anything. I'm probably just going to go ahead and trade the March contract off the rip. But all day today, I was essentially trading the December contract only because of where the volumes were. And I only traded the morning session. So I was in and out really quick. We had a lot of, great opportunities out there in the markets. Next week, however, is going to be a doozer, right? Monday, we don't have, really a lot of news out there. We have a 10-year bond auction. It's yellow at 2 p.m. We have the federal budget balance, yellow. Tuesday, all right? Tuesday where it starts to get big, all right? Right here at 8:30 a.m., we have the CPI data coming in, and we have the core CPI. So again, that CPI data can be a huge market moving event. You do not want to get trapped on the wrong side of the market. So if you're thinking about, swinging into, before this news, just be aware that news is going to come out and the market's going to look drastically different after that news comes out. Then Wednesday, Papa Pow is going to be a back in full effect at 2 p.m. Eastern time. We had the Fed funds rate. We're going to know how much are they raising rates. You can see it's projected at 0.50. However, now that we're starting to see inflation like in the PPI data today, we'll see what that CPI inflation actually looks like. The real big mover on Wednesday is going to be the press conference at 2:30 p.m. So again, don't do anything foolish before, Tuesday and Thursday. We have, big news items out there. Then we look out there for Thursday. The euro has their interest rate decision. You might say, Mike, why are you worried about the euro? Well, the euro is going to affect the dollar. The dollar, when it moves, affects the U.S. stock market. We also have the retail sales number, Empire State Manufacturing Index, Philly Fed Manufacturing Index, unemployment claims, the weekly unemployment claims. So we have a lot on the docket Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Friday, I don't really see anything on Friday that's concerning. We have flash services PMI and manufacturing PMI at 9:45. But for the most part, Friday will just be a normal Friday out there in the markets. Now, when we come over and we take a look at the VIX, this is very important. I want you guys to focus on this chart next week. And Here's what I've been talking about. This morning we woke up, the VIX spiked up and was going sideways. However, we come back and we actually look at our charts and we can see that overnight, what did our markets do? All right, the S&P was actually rallying higher overnight as the VIX was also going up. If you notice, our market did not come crashing down until the 8:30 news item when the PPI data came out and we came crashing down. Before that, our markets weren't going down. And when we look at the VIX gapped up. Here's where the news came out. We had the initial big spike up, and then we slowly drifted down, and we never even filled the gap out there from last night on the VIX. We did fill it later this afternoon, but then the VIX came rocketing back up. But still, something's been going on with the VIX where the VIX is still firming up, and it's almost like somebody out there knows something that we don't know. All right, hasn't come to light yet. Is it going to be a big, blow up in one of the huge companies, too big to fail companies that's going to take out the financial system? I don't know. I have no idea what it's going to be at this point, but I do feel as though there is something huge brewing out there in the market. So again, you want to be mindful of that and just be cautious as you're looking to place your trades. We come over and we take a look at the weekly composite profile. Let's see how we went ahead and finished out this week. Essentially now we have a lowercase b as in boy shaped profile. We failed to come up and hit the naked POC from last week at 40.76 and a quarter. And a lot of these numbers are going to look different next week because over the weekend, when I drop the video on Sunday, I am going to be using I'm going to roll over all the contracts ahead of time. So that's why I'm not going to dive too much into the numbers tonight, but the structure of the market should look very, very similar. I'm assuming we are going to have a B as in boy shaped profile even after I roll over the contracts. We're right here near this distribution node. Keep in mind, down below us, we do have a couple more distribution nodes a little bit lower. We have now pushed below this node here. We have this minus development area we're likely to come back and fill. And I got a sneaky suspicion we're coming down to 38.88 and potentially lower, maybe even 38.15, and trying to come back and fill in that day from the CPI, that the CPI data was released. And what's going to even be funnier about it is it going to be the fact that CPI data, really got this market shooting to the upside, and then CPI really gets it cramming right back down to the downside? I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. Next week is going to be filled with volatility, and keep in mind, the holiday season is around the corner. Just 2 nights ago during the live stream, one of the members said they did a 10-year study, and essentially in that study, let me just go ahead and look at the screenshot real quick. For the first week of December, the market was down 70% of the time. The same for week number 2. The third week was up, and the third week was up 90% of the time. And if we come over and we look at a calendar, I do believe that next week is going to be the third week of December, since the first was on last Thursday, the second was on Friday. So this should be the second week of December. So that basically lays the framework that next week could potentially be a massive up week, and we do have the catalyst out there for it. However, warning, pay attention to the VIX. Something is brewing. I don't know what it is. If you guys enjoyed today's video, give it a big thumbs up. If you want to learn more about volume profile, check out this next playlist.